The Talmud tells us that just as when the month of Av enters, which is the month in which the temple was destroyed, we reduce our simcha, our happiness, mama'atim b'simcha. When Adar enters, the month of Purim, marbim b'simcha, we increase our happiness, we increase our joy. A very simple deduction from the statement of the Talmud. The Talmud says, in a certain month we reduce our joy, in a certain month we increase our happiness, our joy. The implication is that we should always be in a state of simcha, of happiness. It's type of interesting, because it just means that at certain times you turn it down, and certain times you turn it up. But the idea of simcha, happiness, is something which we should always strive for and try to be in a state of happiness always. It's just at certain times more happy, certain times less happy. What is the happiness? And why is it that funny things make us happy? It's type of interesting. You tell a joke, something amusing, and I laugh. Even if I'm not feeling too good, I'm a little depressed, etc., laughter makes me feel happy. Why is that so? I think one of the reasons is because humor is something which shows absurdity. When something is absurd, it makes me laugh. Things are going this way, and then it turns in a completely different direction. In the famous words of Groucho Marx, who said, "What is funny? A guy in a very beautiful suit walking in a very distinguished fashion, slipping on a banana peel. What's hilarious? The guy steps over the banana peel and avoids it right into an open sewer." Now, I'm not sure why that is funny, but people do find that funny. It's the absurdity of it that makes it funny. Now, why does that make us happy? Because we begin to realize that a lot of this world is really absurd. Our existence as humans is absurd. There are universal constants which are so finely tuned. Life is so fragile. The world is so fragile. And when it comes to the Jewish people, the fragility of our existence is even, is that a word? Fragile, whatever. The existence of the Jewish people is even more absurd, more miraculous. We are named after Yitzchak, who is called laughter because his existence was an absurdity. Old man and old woman, neither of them are able to have children. They eventually have children. They're living in a corner of the world in the Middle East, and they're told that their descendants will transform and be a blessing for the entire world. This is absurd, and yet it happened. So when we detect absurdity in a joke, in something which is amusing, then we also, our soul, so to speak, is detecting the absurdity in the world itself and realizes through that that ultimately we're completely linked and dependent upon God. And that is something which gives us a sense of joy and happiness, because if I know I'm in the hands of a benevolent, perfect God, I know I'm in the hands of the Creator who loves us, sustains us, and is our Father and Creator, then there's reason for happiness. I may not be conscious of this when I laugh, but the laughter and the absurdity makes me happy because of that reason. Have a wonderful Adar, Mishenichnas Adar Marbim B'Simcha. Enjoy Adar, and we'll talk more about Purim next week. This is Mordechai Becher with the Gateways Parsha Vlog.